Hello everyone! We are going to learn bee style, the leafy floral hanging basket. We can see that it consists of a base, a lid, hollowed leaves, and flowers. We have already completed the crochet for the base and the lid in our previous learning process. So, what's next? We start crocheting the part for the hollow leaves and vines. There are 5 vines on the pot, and they have hollowed leaves and flowers on them. Next, I will guide you in learning how to crochet hollowed leaves together. Let's get started. We will be using a sprout green yarn and a 2.5mm crochet hook for this. In the first round, wrap the yarn. Start by making a slip knot after securing the yarn. Then, make 5 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, you'll begin the first round of crocheting in the 5th stitch from the hook. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start crocheting in this stitch by making 1 double crochet. Then we are going to make 1 chain stitch and 1 double crochet. This is chain 1 and a double crochet into the same stitch. Then repeat it again. 1 chain stitch and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Hold the crochet piece like I do. Next, make 3 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then, make 1 double crochet. At this point, you can flip the crochet piece upwards and continue crocheting. If the yarn slips or splits during the crocheting process, you can undo it and start again. Let's continue. 1 double crochet followed by 1 chain stitch. Repeat it 1 more time. Alright, finally make for chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slip stitch into this hole. So the inner outline of the leaf is now complete. We can see that our hollowed leaf has 7 small holes inside. In our second round, we need to crochet single stitches within these 7 holes. Alright, now let's begin the crocheting for the second round. Start by making 1 chain stitch. Then, make 5 single crochets in the first hole. This is the first single crochet. Mark it with a stitch marker. Then, make the second single crochet. The third single crochet. The fourth single crochet. The fifth single crochet. We have completed 5 single crochets in the first hole. Next, crochet 3 single crochets in the second hole and then the 3 single crochets in the third hole, respectively. 1, 2, 3. Crochet 3 single crochets in the next hole. 1, 2, 3. In the next hole, we start crocheting the tip of our leaf, also right here. Begin by crocheting 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. We need to make a picket at this point. Start by making a chain stitch. Then insert the hook into those 2 loops. Next, wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through those 2 loops. Now, you should have 2 loops on your hook. Then, turn the hook downward and catch the first loop, pulling it through the second loop. Afterward, turn the tip of hook back around. And there you have it. Our picket is complete. Next, continue by crocheting 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. In the next hole, continue crocheting 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. In the next small hole, crochet 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. In the last hole, crochet 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove the stitch marker and make slip stitch. Congratulations! The first leaf piece is complete. Next, let's crochet the second leaf. First, Make 18 chain stitches. You can count them. After completing the 18 chain stitches, let's start crocheting the second leaf similarly. Start crocheting from the 5th stitch from the end of the hook. Okay, just right in this stitch. Start by making a double crochet stitch. Then make chain 1 and a double crochet, and repeat the process one more time. Then chain 3. Then flip the piece upwards and continue by making 1 double crochet stitch in the same stitch. Our leaf will naturally hang downward. Then make 1 chain stitch and 1 double crochet, and repeat the process one more time. At last, chain 4 and make slip stitch. Okay, round 1 is finished. Next, start the second round by making 1 chain stitch. Then, in the first stitch, crochet 5 single crochet stitches. In the next stitch, crochet 3 single crochet stitches. In the next stitch, crochet 3 single crochet stitches. The next stitch represents the tip of our leaf. Start by crocheting 3 single crochet stitches in that stitch. Next, let's crochet a picket to create the shape of the leaf tip. Chain 1. When making this chain stitch, you should keep the loop on hook slightly loose. Then insert the hook into both loops in front of us. Yarn over, grab the yarn and pull through. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Turn the hook downwards and bring it through the loop. Great! Next, crochet 3 single crochet. Now the pointed shape of our leaf is formed. In the next stitch, crochet 3 single crochet stitches. In the next stitch, crochet 3 single crochet stitches. In the last stitch, crochet 5 single crochet stitches and make slip stitch. Great! Our second leaf is now complete. Next, you can use the same method to crochet the remaining 1 or 2 leaves. Remember, we want to have 3 to 4 leaves on each vine. Now proceed with crocheting the remaining leaves on your own. See you later! Now I have completed crocheting 1 vine with 4 leaves. Then pull the yarn through the first stitch to fasten off, leaving a tail. Cut the yarn. Finally, trim the excess tail of this yarn. Great! We have successfully crocheted the first set of hollow leaves. We need to crochet a total of 5 vines. 4 of the vines will have 4 leaves each, and 1 vine will have 3 leaves. Please proceed with your crochet work to finish the vines. See you later! This is the finished product of my crochet work. Have you finished yours? Sure, let's learn how to crochet flowers. We can see a white flower with white petals and a yellow center. They are typically created by crocheting 2 rounds in total. What we need are white and yellow yarn and a 2.5 millimeters crochet hook. First, let's start by crocheting the first round, which represents the center of the flower. First, create a magic ring by wrapping the yarn around your finger to form a loop. Next, we will crochet 5 single crochet stitches inside the magic ring. Make a slip knot first. Then, crochet 5 single crochet stitches inside the magic ring. For the first single crochet stitch, Insert the crochet hook into the magic ring, then yarn over and pull through the loop of the magic ring. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. Unhook at once. Great! The first single crochet stitch is now complete. Use a stitch marker to mark it. Next, let's crochet the second single crochet stitch. The third one. The fourth one. The fifth one. Okay, we finished it. Next, we will remove the loop from the crochet hook. Pull the yarn tightly to close the magic ring. Remove the stitch marker and warp the yarn again. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Finally, pull the yarn tail to lengthen it, tightening the end of the yarn that is further away from us. Great! The first round is now complete. Let's count the positions of the single crochet stitches in the first round. Okay, this is the first single crochet stitch. And then this is the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. Next, let's proceed with crocheting the second round. In the second round, we will crochet the white petals. We need to switch to the white yarn. Take out the white yarn and warp the yarn on fingers. Place the crochet hook above the white yarn. Yarn over and pull through the yellow loop on hook. Then, pull the yellow yarn tightly, securing the white yarn in place. Make to chain stitch. Next, in the first stitch, crochet to double crochet stitches. Yarn over and insert it into the first stitch. Both the white and yellow yarn tails are positioned above the crochet hook. Yarn over and pull through, and then complete the double crochet stitch. Okay, the first double crochet stitch is complete. Make sure to mark it. Next, in the same stitch, crochet another double crochet stitch. Then chain 2, insert into next stitch hole. The first petal is now complete. Repeat the previous steps to complete the second petal. Chain to first. Then make to double crochet in the same stitch. Next, chain 2. Now we cut down the yarns we had before. Slip stitch into next stitch hole. Great! The second petal is now complete. Sure, go ahead and quickly complete the crochet steps for the third petal. The fourth petal. The fifth petal. Slip stitch into the first stitch hole of round 1. Cut the yarn and fasten off. Insert the crochet hook back into the first stitch and bring the yarn tail to the backside of the flower. Great! Our entire flower with 5 petals is now complete. It has 2 yarn tails. The flower with pink petals is made using both pink and white yarn. Please proceed with your crochet work. We will be crocheting a total of 5 flowers. Great! You have now completed the flowers. In the next chapter, we will proceed with the final assembly. Now that all the components are crocheted, let's start by assembling the flowers and leaves. I will sew the flower onto the upper part of the second leaf, but you can also sew it in other positions. thread a single strand of the flower through the sewing needle. Sew across the proper stitch. Flip the piece, with the two loose ends of the thread on either side of the vine. Tie them twice. Trim off the excess thread ends. We successfully tied the flower on top of the leaf. Next, everyone will complete the stitching of the remaining vines and flowers on their own. Now I already finished it. Take out the lid. Gather the tails of the vines together. Insert the crochet hook through the center hole of the lid. Yarn over all the tails and pull through. You can also finish it by making more times. Then, adjust them to the appropriate positions, just like this. Next, tighten the thread to secure the shape of the vines. Finally, arrange the leaves in such a way that each leaf overlaps with another leaf. Then, flip it over and pull the loose ends of the lid's thread tightly to shrink the hole, and secure them together with the loose ends of the vine's thread. Next, we take out our pot and stuff it. Find a long thread from the lid and thread it through the sewing needle. Place the lid on top of the pot and begin sewing it together. We sew the inner stitches along the edge of the pot and the outermost edge of the lid together. Let me demonstrate. That's the first stitch. Remember to match up each stitch as you sew along. Next, everyone please proceed to complete the remaining stitches on your own. We have completed one round of stitching. Now, tie a knot here and tuck the loose thread end inside the pot to finish. Finally, pull out the rope. Adjust the balance and tie the end of the rope together to secure it. Congratulations on completing this beautiful leafy flower hanging plant. If you have any problems during crocheting, please feel free to contact us via email. We will reply to you as soon as we receive it.